melody where the music's always bright. From history to theory, we'll keep your spirits light. Tune in for the stories, the rhythms and the groove. Join us on this journey, there's always more to prove. The melody, where every note's a thrill. The melody, welcome to the Melody Podcast with your favorite host, James Shelton. James Shelton. James Shelton. James Shelton.
Welcome to the Melody Podcast. I'm your host, James Shelton. Today we've got two extraordinary artists for you, George Strait and Garth Brooks. Let's get started. George Strait was born on May 18, 1952 in Poteet, Texas. He was raised on a family-owned farm in nearby Purcell, Texas, where he studied agriculture at Southwest Texas State University. Strait eloped with his high school sweetheart, Norma, before joining the Army. While stationed in Hawaii, he began singing in an Army-sponsored band called Ramblin' Country. After returning to Texas, he put together his own band, Ace in the Hole, which gained a rather impressive local following. After years of futile attempts at a record contract, Strait signed a solo contract with MCA Records in 1981, featuring the hit single Unwound as his first album, Strait Country 1981. It was influential in increasing the radio play of more traditional, less pop-influenced country music. Strait went on to produce a series of #1 albums over the course of the next decade, including Straight from the Heart 1982, Does Fort Worth Ever Cross Your Mind 1984, Something Special 1985, Oceanfront Property 1987, and Beyond the Blue Neon 1989, all of which were certified platinum or multi-platinum in 1989. In 1989, Strait was named the Country Music Association Entertainer of the Year, a feat he repeated in 1990. In 1992, Strait made his motion picture acting debut in the film Pure Country and recorded a slew of hit songs for the film's soundtrack: I Cross My Heart, Heartland, Where the Sidewalk Ends, and The King of Broken Hearts. In 1995, Strait released a 4-disc career retrospective titled Straight Out of the Box, which had phenomenal success that exceeded 5 million copies. To date, Straight Out of the Box holds the notable distinction of being the biggest selling box set in country music history. In the late 1990s, Strait released a handful of noteworthy albums, including Blue Clear Sky in 1996, Carrying Your Love With Me 1997, and One Step at a Time 1998. Released in September of 2000, his album titled George Strait yielded the hit singles Go On, If It Gonna Rain, and She Took the Wind From His Sails. As the new millennium began, Strait remained a strong draw for country music fans. 2 tracks from The Road Less Traveled 2001, She'll Leave You With a Smile, and Livin' and Livin' Well, reached the #1 spot on the country charts, and the entire album went platinum. 2003's Honky Tonkville featured such hits as Tell Me Something Bad About Tulsa and Cowboys Like Us. That same year, Strait received the National Medal of Arts from President George W. Bush. Somewhere Down in Texas 2005 was another big seller, driven in part by success of such singles as You'll Be There and She Let Herself Go. Good News, Bad News, a duet with Leanne Womack, also featured on the album, won the CMA Award for Musical Event of the Year in 2005. It Just Comes Natural 2006 included several chart toppers, including the title track and Give It Away. Strait won 2 CMA awards for the album and was inducted into the CMA's Hall of Fame. Strait continues to be a popular force in country music today. Released in 2008, Troubadour debuted at the top of the country album charts. The recording's first single, I Saw God Today, became a #1 of country charts. In September of 2008, Strait was honored with 2 CMA awards, one for Album of the Year and Single of the Year in 2008. In 2009, he earned a Grammy Award for Troubadour and also landed the Artist of the Decade Award from the Academy of Country Music. He has also been named Entertainer of the Year at CMA Awards 3 times, most recently in 2013 and in 2014. In 2014, Strait won Entertainer of the Year at the Academy of Country Music Awards. That same year, Strait went on his last tour called The Cowboys Rides Away. He gave his final concert performance in Dallas, Texas in June. More than 100,000 fans crowded AT&T Stadium for the show. While he may have stepped away from the stage, Strait has 5 more albums on his contract with MCA Records. Outside of his music career, Strait has several interests including steer roping, golf, and skiing. He and his wife Norma have one son named George Jr., who is pursuing a career as a professional rodeo competitor. His daughter Jennifer died in a car accident in 1986. In honor of her life, the family founded the Generation Lynn Strait Foundation, which raises money for children's charities. George Strait ranks among top 5 of richest country musicians with an astonishing net worth of $300 million. With a 45 #1 singles on the Billboard Country Singles Chart, George Strait's position in country music history is well cemented. Though he hung up his touring shoes following his successful The Cowboy Rides Away tour in 2013-2014, the singer continues to record and perform with several shows under his belt in Las Vegas. The king of country might just be the king of live shows too. George Strait broke the record for the largest single-ticketed concert in U.S. history on June 15, 2024, at the Texas A&M's Kyle Field in College Station. It saw a whopping 110,905 fans in attendance per our release. The attendance numbers helped Strait break a record long held by the Grateful Dead, when the band jammed for 107,019 attendees during a 1977 concert at Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey. Strait's top 5 songs are number 5, I Cross My Heart, number 4, I Just Want to Dance With You, number 3, The Fireman, number 2, All My Exes Live in Texas, and number 1, The Chair. Troy Garth Brooks, born February 7, 1962. Brooks got his start in music singing in bars and clubs while attending Oklahoma State University in 1987. He moved to Nashville. With help from music manager Bob Doyle, Brooks eventually signed to Capitol Records. His early hits include If Tomorrow Never Comes and The Dance. Although sales for the singer's first album, Garth Brooks 1989, were good, it would have been hard to predict the amazing success of later releases. Brooks' second effort, No Fences 1990, spent 23 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart, selling 17 million copies. The album included his bar anthem, Friends in Low Places, and The Thunder Rolls. His third, Roping the Wind 1991, raked in a record-breaking 4 million orders before its release, and became the first album by a country singer to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Pop charts. His first 1998 release, Garth Brooks Double Live, sold over 1 million copies in its first week of sales, breaking the previous record. Other hit albums include The Chase 1992, In Pieces 1993, Fresh Horses in 1995, Sevens in 1997, and Scarecrow in 2001. Brooks' live concerts have also been extremely successful. An August 7, 1997 concert in New York City's Central Park drew an estimated 850,000 to 1.2 million people. Brooks announced at the end of 2000 that he wanted to spend more time with his family, including daughters Taylor Maine Pearl, born 1992, August Anna, born 1994, and Allie Colleen, born 1996. He released Scarecrow in 2001, which debuted at number 1 on the Billboard charts. It would be his last studio album for over a decade. Previously married to songwriter Sandy Malley, Brooks wed fellow country music superstar Trisha Yearwood in December of 2005. In 2009, Brooks accepted a 3-year stint for a string of performances at the Wynn Las Vegas, the intimate performances given by Brooks. His set only featured Brooks and his guitar as he shared personal life experiences and the importance of his family, resonated with audiences, and proved to be a huge success for the artist. The country star played sold-out shows throughout the entirety of his residency. For the final show on November 29, 2013, Brooks partnered up with CBS for a live broadcast event. The TV special received 9.33 million viewers and claimed the number 1 spot in the ratings for the night. One of the top-selling country music artists of all time, Brooks has received several special honors in recent years. He was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 2011. The following year, Brooks also became a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame. He was inducted by George Strait, James Taylor, and Bob Seger. In July of 2014, Brooks announced an upcoming album and world tour. The singer inked a record contract with Sony Music Nashville for his first studio album since 2001's Scarecrow. The album, Man Against Machine, came out in November of 2014. In late 2016, Brooks debuted 2 new projects, his 10th studio album Gunslinger, as well as a collaboration with his wife on a collection of holiday standards, Christmas Together. Brooks and Yearwood hit the road on Garth Brooks' World Tour with Trisha Yearwood. The tour lasted 3.5 years and sold over 6.3 million tickets, making it the biggest North American tour in history. In November of 2019, Brooks was honored with the Entertainer of the Year award at the CMAs for record 7th time. That year, he also received iHeartRadio's inaugural Artist of the Decade award at the iHeartRadio Awards in Los Angeles. It was presented to Garth by Chris Pratt. A&E's network genre-defining Emmy Award-winning biography franchise premiered the 2-part definite documentary highlighting the prolific career of Brooks, the best-selling solo artist of all time. Garth Brooks, The Road I'm On, premiered over 2 consecutive nights, Monday, December 2nd and Tuesday, December 3rd on A&E. The documentary offered an intimate look into Brooks' life as a musician, father, and the man, as well as the moments that have defined his decade-spanning career and essential hit songs. The Garth Brooks, The Road I'm On, chronically Brooks' life and career from his early days playing gigs at college bars in Oklahoma, and his first unsuccessful trip to Nashville, to his record-breaking world tours and balancing family life with global fame. The special highlighted the deeply personal journey and profound legacy of the genre-defining musical figure for the first time. In addition to exclusive interviews with Brooks, he told his life story for the first time. The documentary featured never-before-seen interviews with Trisha Yearwood, Billy Joel, Keith Urban, George Strait, James Taylor, friend and original bandmate Ty England, songwriter Tony Arata, as well as many others from Brooks' personal and musical family. The documentary also showcased unprecedented access to the 7-time CMA Entertainer of the Year's current record-setting stadium tour and dived into the stories behind his 8 RIAA Diamond Award-winning albums. His top 5 songs are number 5, The Thunder Rolls, number 4, More Than a Memory, number 3, If Tomorrow Never Comes, number 2, Friends in Low Places, and number 1, The Dance. If you have an artist that we should do a biography of, submit it in the comments. I would love to explore different artists. Follow us on social media at the Melody Pod. That's Melody with an I. Thanks for listening. See you next time.